Hello, hi guys, my name is Zinjy and welcome back to another episode on the Basically Minecraft server. And in our last episode we managed to finally get our villager power crop farm set up. Voila, yes, we have it finally going. It is collecting quite a lot of carrots, as you can see if we look in the chest here. We've basically completely filled up. All 4 chests are basically filled up. It's just this one we need to fill up now. But it is ripping out carrots like no man's business. These guys are working super hard to get us what we need. Of course, downstairs still needs to be sorted up a little bit. I've only kind of still only got the one farmer villager who is going to give us golden carrots. So I'll need to get to 10 that today. But I would also like to show you something that we did in a live stream very recently that I started in the last episode, but I managed to get finished on our live stream. And of course, I'm talking about our sheep farm. Yeah, I've managed to finally get it finished in a live stream, as you can see, and we are now collecting all 16 colours of wool, which is absolutely awesome. It doesn't, it's not the biggest farm, doesn't look the best, but you know what? It's going to be efficient and it's going to do the job that we need to. Well, we need it to do just now until I make a bigger one. The collection system for it is not, obviously the greatest. It is just an, hopper and a double chest, so we're collecting wool that way. It's nice, simple, easy. It is a starter farm, so it's not meant to be, mecha big and complicated. That's the it's not really the point of why we're doing it. We just got it so we can collect the wool just now. I will obviously upgrade at some point, when we get our base built. We'll build a bigger one over there. But yeah, this is a project I managed to get finished live stream, and if you're not following my live streams, then I would recommend coming across. It is twitch.tv/zinjy_gaming, and we do a lot of cool builds and stuff over there. But after my selfless plug, we have things to do in this episode, so let's not beat around the bush. And there is actually quite a few things I'd like to do in this episode. One of them being starting the Megabase. Yeah, I want to get that at least started today. I have been off camera collecting resources for that. But before we do that, there is something that I would like to do down this hole. And what I would really like to do is actually come into this back room where our villagers are and convert it. Yeah, I would actually like to have this going on this side as well, so having the same deal with the zombie at the background, so we can convert the villagers to zombies and then be able to cure them back. As you can see, I've only got 3 villagers here just now and it's still not built up, and I'd like to have a lot more of these dudes because I've only got 1 and that's not a very good supply of golden carrots. So I'd like to have at least maybe 7 or 8 of the farmers, and then probably about the same of cartographers as well, because obviously you can trade the glass panes for emeralds, and that's going to give us a massive supply of emeralds. And of course, having access to a large supply of emeralds will be really handy for us, because when we get access to beacons, it means we're able to make a beacon base, and then we're able to make plenty of beacon bases and we don't have to use our iron for it. So I'm quite happy with that. Of course, emeralds will come in handy for trading with other villagers as well, and it means we can get plenty of golden carrots, and I'm all about the golden carrots. Golden carrots aside though, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to build it pretty smart this time. I'm not going to build it like the one across the way, because I ended up sort of half building it, then trying to get the zombie in and struggled to get the zombie in. So I'm going to build up all the, the sort of barrier first that keeps us safe, and I'm going to build up all the redstone underneath here, so that just in case that we bring the zombie in, and then it's already all done. We'll get all the chambers and stuff in as well, because I really don't want to go through the hassle I had over there. And that's what happens when you don't sort of plan things correctly. Yeah, I know, but we will not be making that mistake again. No siree, we will not. So I'm going to make sure I get everything in first, all the redstone components in first, everything built up, make sure everything's working before I even remotely think about getting the zombie in, as I don't want any hassle trying to get the zombie in when everything's not built up. But this is the last blocks of this before it's completely finished. Right, that should be it. So if we flip the switch, it should now raise all the sand up, which it does, and all the sand down. Perfect, right. Now comes the time to get the zombie in. Right, this is the spawner, and there's no easy way to do this other than just try and get one to hopefully spawn. So let's undo the spawner. We'll take one off here, and I need to throw, hopefully a zombie spawns in. We'll throw the sword at him, and hopefully he can pick up. Maybe it's still too light in here. There we go. You want to pick that up, mate? Yes! Cool, right, we're off. Actually, he's going to hit me really hard, so I need to watch what I'm doing here. Perfect, right, that should thingy that back off so no more zombies can spawn. I will eat to regen health, but I'm not regenerating health. Right, he's following me. We're all good. Can I stay here for 2 seconds? Yes, I can. Keep following. Right, this is working really good, guys. He's following me. Keep coming. Yes, keep coming. This is going perfect. This has almost gone too perfect. I don't like it when it goes too perfect. In you come. Right, you're chasing me, that's fine. Can I get through here without you hitting me? Yes, I can. And what I want to do is quickly run down here, place a trapdoor, and boom. There we go. We have him in, finally. Oh, that actually wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. And yes, I'm very well aware there are more easier ways of doing that and not at almost dying like I did. But you know what? I didn't really want to have to set up a minecart and that was probably the quickest way of doing it, to get the zombie to actually follow me and use myself as bait. But that's okay. I don't mind being bait. But alas, we have the zombie and it's all set up, which is always good. And now we can actually get around this other side. We can start to take the breeding villagers we already have. We can start putting them in the cells and start getting our farmer villagers, so we have an infinite supply of golden carrots for the rest of the season. Of course, it's not just the farmers we're going to have going in here. It's also going to be the cartographers as well, because we can trade the glass with the librarians, transfer into glass panes, and then trade the glass panes with the cartographers for the emeralds, which gives us a really easy supply of emeralds. The only unfortunate part is I had to kind of wait to do it because I'd actually run out of gold. Lem came actually through for us. He AFK'd his gold farm for us, and I paid him for some gold. And you see, we've now got 32 gold blocks, and we've got a ton of apples from the the farm we've already got. So that means we're going to have at least a really decent supply of gold apples for a little while. And I mean, the potions are not too hard to make as well, so that'll keep us going for a little while. Of course, I still need to get the farmers in so I can actually keep up my supply of golden carrots, because I don't have very many. But that is now no longer a problem, as I have 6 farmer villagers, and they're all up to master trade as well, so we can get golden carrots from all these guys. And I've been just sort of doing a little bit of trading, just a little bit, and this is what we've got so far. I mean, I'm not purely gone at it to to get loads and loads of carrots. I've just done a couple of trades here or there, and that's what I've got so far. So I think it's safe to say, food source, food source is going to be a-okay for the rest of the season, and I am happy because I have golden carrots. And yeah, you know me, I like golden carrots. Of course, I still need to get the rest of the villagers in. As you can see, I've only got one of the cartographers in, and I've not got him sort of, zombified and cured yet. So I want to get the rest of the cartographers in and start doing them all as a batch, because kind of what I do is when I'm transferring zombies to zombie villagers and then back to villagers, what I'll tend to do is I'll actually maybe infect like 5 or 6 at a time, because one weakness potion, if you do sort of 6 like this, as long as you throw the weakness potion right in the dead center of where this sort of trapdoor is, it actually hits all 6. And then as long as you've got enough golden apples, you can do all 6 at a time. So you can technically do 6 at a time. You could probably squeeze 7. I don't really try it though. I always just sort of go with 5 or 6. So what I do is I want to get the rest of these guys in, and then I can do a lot at one time and not one at a time. Because I feel like one weakness potion for one villager is a bit of a waste. When I can do one weakness potion for 6 villagers. Of course, the golden apples you can't kind of get away with. You need 1 apple per villager. But yeah, we've got a little bit to do to finish it, but I'm not going to be finishing that today. No, I've got a few other things I want to do, and one of them actually is still down here that I feel like I should have probably done before I did this project, but I suppose I'm doing things a little bit backwards today. And what I'm talking about is this. Yeah, as you can see, we have the rail that goes into the corner, which usually kind of picks up the villager. Of course, in theory, this kind of only works when there's loads of villagers in there. It can work when there's 1 or 2, but it's not as efficient as I'd like it to be. And this is something I did do for my villager breeder. It is an easy way to do it, but there is an easier way, but it does require a little bit of redstone engineering underneath the breeder itself. And I know there are many different techniques for this particular way of taking villagers out of breeders. The one I often show people is the one in the corner, which is efficient, but it's not as efficient as this one. This is one has a little bit more redstone to it. What we have is we have an input chest here with a hopper chain connecting to a dispenser, and we put the minecarts in the chest, they go to the dispenser. We'll have an input with probably like a button press, so when we push the button, the dispenser will then dispense a minecart, it'll go on the track, it'll come up here, it will go through this block to try and connect to this track. As it goes through this block, it picks up a villager and then takes the villager off on the track wherever you need them to go. It is a very easy and very basic design. There's really not much to it. I'm going to get built up and I can kind of show you guys working and exactly what I mean. Right, I've got it all built up in redstone in, as you can see here now. And as I say, it is really easy. There's really not much to it. So this is our input chest right here, which we have our barrels in here, so we can put any, minecarts that we get, we pop them in the barrel, they'll go through the hopper chain into the dispenser like here, as you can see. And then we have a basic redstone line. It's a button, button powered, powers the dispenser, pops the minecart on the track. Because the track's powered, it goes straight up. In, as I say, goes through this block, picks up a villager, and then goes on its way where we need to go. Let's go over this quick test. So if I just push this button, it should dispense, pick up a villager, boom, there you go, and then that's it, and then it goes off to our little villager holding cell where we, we do our trades and whatever. That's it. Yeah, something I wanted to do for a while. Probably should have done before that because, it was a bit of maybe more of a pain doing it the other way, but you know what? It's done now. It's covered up, and then that's a nice little villager dispenser system that we have installed in the system, so it's going to make it a lot easier for us to get our villagers up into the actual villager chambers and yeah, get everything done. I'm very chuffed that we've managed to get that all done downstairs, but there's one last thing I'd like to do before we head over to start our Megabase project, and it is located right behind me, and it's our storage for this farm. Yeah, I really want to improve this today. It is sort of bugging me that we've only obviously got 4 chests. These are been filling up, I have been using them to breed villagers and stuff, but I would like a little bit more storage other than 4 chests. So I'm not having to constantly come across here in yeah, monitor it to make sure we're not going to run out of storage room. Of course, I would like to link it up to the Villager Reader at some point. I'm not sort of too fussed for doing that today. I would just like to get a better storage than this, so I don't have to go down a ladder to get to like a storage system just sort of sitting off here. And at least, as I say, like a sort of bulk storage where we're collecting all the carrots coming in. And then possibly we'll link up another couple of farms coming in later on, but we'll see. I'm not quite sure about that yet, but I want to get a storage system in there. It's a little bit better than 4 chests, and I'm not really bothered about making it an actual auto sorter. It's not something I'm really too bothered in doing, is because I don't really have to do that. And what I'm basically going to do is I'm just going to have like basically a row of chests with a row of hoppers sitting behind them, and we'll let the carrots, you know, naturally run into them. I think probably 3 high will probably do us, and then probably 3 high by probably about 4 along, and that should be a decent enough amount of chests and a decent enough amount of storage for the carrot farm in general. Like probably something like that will probably do us, because I say we're not going to need an awful lot of storage. This is already what, like 3 or 4, you know, probably 3 times the amount we already had. It means I don't have to come across and keep monitoring the situation on it. However, that redstone around me deep down is telling me I should make an auto sorter system, but there's no real much point because it's just carrots we're going to have. All I need to do is just get the bubble column in with the water, and that should be this pretty much done. And there we go, that's the final water source in. We'll put a roof just over it so when the carrots pop up they don't fly off, and that is it. There's not much more to it, guys, other than that. So whenever the villagers now throw towards, it's going to go through the channel, pop right across, go into the water column, up and then into the chest, and you can see we're already sort of collecting carrots already. Let's chuck those in there too. Yeah, that's it. It makes it nice and easy. There is not much more to it. Of course, we don't need an auto sorting system just because we're only collecting carrots at present, but you know, yeah, if we need to do future expansion, we will. But it's becoming night, so yeah, it's that time again for me. And now that I've slept that dreadful night away and we're finally finished with the project behind us, we can get over to the Megabase area and start to construct our base for the season. This is something I've been very excited about for quite a while, and I've had planned for months. And yeah, you could probably tell I'm very excited. As I say, oh man, yeah, I'm very much looking forward to this. So let's head over to the area that we're going to start building the Megabase, and then I'll talk a little bit more about what the plans are for it and what we're actually going to be building for this season. And this is it, guys. This is the area we're going to be building the Megabase right behind me. You may recognize it because you can see our tent just off in the background. And what we are going to be building this season as our main base is a futuristic spaceship pyramid. Yeah, that has me super excited for sure. But we're not only going to be building one, which we're going to be putting here. No. We're going to be building 2. Yeah, I'm going to have one sitting in this valley right here. So ideally, they're probably going to be about 100, 101 blocks long. 101, so I've got like a middle block or middle point at each one, because that's very key for things I want to be doing later on. So we'll probably have one running sort of here and then going up that way and across and coming back, and we'll have it planted right here. So that's why I was a bit upset someone had been digging here, but in the end, you know, maybe that's not a bad idea, because I don't have to do as much digging myself, because it's going to require a little bit of clearing here or there, which I'm probably going to do in some live streams. So as I say, we'll have one sitting here, and then we're actually going to have another one built just off in either this direction or this direction. I'm not 100% sure quite yet. If I'm building this direction, I want to speak with Fozzen, because of course his area is just over there. You can't see it, it's just out of render distance, but his villagers are just across there. So of course I don't want to mess up any plans that he has for his season, or you know, getting in the way for any plans he has coming over here, because of course his area is just over there. Of course, if I build over here, I have nothing. Bodhi is up this way, but he's probably a good few 100 blocks away, and I probably won't affect any of his plans at all. And all we have over here is another desert, so it's not as if it's going to be a bad thing. But I'm not going to have it on the ground. No, I'm actually going to have it in the air. Yeah, I'm going full scale with this season. It's going to be absolutely mecha. So we're going to have one on the ground as if it's just sort of sitting. We'll build it in. We'll have a little valley coming. We'll dig a lot of this away. There'll be like a little valley coming in. So you'll be welcomed, and then you'll see the pyramids, and then I've got it in my head. I can see exactly what I want to do. It's going to look awesome. And then we'll have one that's sort of taken off. And it'll be in the sky, and it's going to look, it's not, obviously it's going to be a pyramid, but we're going to have like futuristic stuff on it. It's going to look like a spaceship. It's not going to look just like a pyramid. It will look like a spaceship as well. And we've got a little few things here or there that we've, ideas I've got in my head that I want to be doing for the one in the sky. as in certain ways we're going to get up to it, shall we say, because I don't want us to be able for everyone who maybe doesn't have wings, I'm sure that everyone on the server has wings, but anyone who doesn't, I want a way to be able to get up to it without having to fly up to it, if you know what I mean. That's going to be quite cool. And then this one here, probably between both of them actually, we're going to have like all our major farms in our major living area that, we're going to be able to do a lot of our stuff for the season. So that's the plan, guys. I'm glad I've finally been able to sort of share that with everyone, because it has been, it's been months in the plan, as I say, but we have a lot of work to do, and scared a little bit, but excited. Yes, very much so. And what I like to do to begin with is actually just mapping the actual pyramid out itself. I'd like to see, of course I have in my head numbers, so it's about 101 by 101, but I'd like to see how long that's going to look and how, each way on the actual world itself. Because I'll be honest, I've not done this in a creative world. This is going to be something that's coming out of my head. It's going to be freehand, and I'm very excited for that, because sometimes freehand stuff can look quite cool. Of course, sometimes freehand stuff can... we won't say too much, but so I want to kind of get this area mapped out, because as you can see, the area behind me is exactly what I was saying. We have a little valley here, and this is where I'd like to build it. It's not going to require, obviously, a lot of digging, and the reason for that is I do have a good reason. I want to keep the hills intact, because I want the pyramid sort of to be hidden behind, at least a little bit, the bottom half to be hidden behind these hills. So if you're coming through the water from like Fosden's area or from Bodie or whatever, if anyone's coming this way, the pyramid will shine over the top of the hills, and I'll create like a little valley section here. I'll dig it out, and we'll have a bit that people can walk towards where the front door will be and stuff. And I think that would look really, really cool. So I want to keep these intact. So I want to build it in this little valley here, going a long ways, and then that way as well. And of course, I'm not sure kind of where I'm going to build it as in height wise. Probably I've devised an area probably about 6 to 8. I'm at 69, so probably like one further down. So probably about here. I know I've got a little area here, but that's fine. I can fill that in, or I can just leave it as it is, and we can light up, make sure there'll be no mobs. But that's the plan. But I'd like to at least get some blocks out and map it out, and then we can see this kind of size it's going to be, at least to begin with. Right, I've got some blocks down. And this is actually the size over here. So right to that point right there, that is going to be where our corner block is going to be. And that is where our corner block is going to be. So that's going to be a fair size. So it's 101 blocks long in the middle. Of course, it's 103 if you include the corner blocks. But then, they're the corner ones. And it's going to be 101 by 101 by 101 by 101. That's going to be a fairly good size of pyramid. Of course, I've come off the ground a little bit, as you can see there. We've come about 4 or 5 blocks up, because we've gone at Y 6 to 8. Because I thought maybe a bit more reasonable for digging purposes, but also just because I didn't want it like super far, down on the ground. I wanted it a little bit raised up, because we can build the terrain up if we need to, and probably will at some point as well. But that's only one side. I'd like to get the other 4 sides in, and then we can kind of see the full size of what it's going to look like. And here we go. This is the full size, completely dug out. As you can see, we have all the slabs in as well, at least on the first sort of level. And it looks kind of cool. I mean, I know it's just a square, and we could have gone probably a little bit bigger, we could have gone further out, and it would have made it a little bit more encompassing in the desert. But you know what? I'm happy kind of how we do it, because also we're going to have the way we're going to be doing things, and the way we're going to have the little valley coming across here. This is very, very cool. And it's also a really good size as well, which I'm very happy with. Of course, we've still got a lot of work to do. I need to obviously dig it all out and stuff. But what I'd actually like to do, before I start digging away anything and, digging all the stuff out and then placing blocks in, I would actually like to at least get the sort of basic frame in, and then that'll give us a full scale size of how big it's really going to be. And our frame is in, but that's not the only thing that's changed. We changed the size as well. I've gone a lot bigger than I thought I was going to. As you can see, just sort of over behind my head there, you can see the original size there. I went another 50 blocks on top of the original both ways, and I think it looks personally a lot better. I know I've literally just said that I was happy with it, but I had another look at it and I was like, you know what, it could be a lot bigger, and I think it actually just looks better being a lot bigger. Let me get on down here and you can sort of see the full size and scale of how big this thing actually is. Yeah, it looks so much better now. I'm so much more happier with the fact it's bigger. Of course, it gives us a lot more space to play with, when we're actually inside building up the base itself, and we can fit obviously a lot more stuff in here and do a lot more stuff. And it looks awesome. It looks so cool. But that's where I'm going to end it for today. I don't want to do too much today, because if I start building the frame up, I'm going to be here all day and I'll want to finish it. So I'm going to end it for today before I get in too deep into the building of this. But if you are watching this episode on October the 20th, which for me is today as recording, I will be actually live streaming after this video goes out. So it's 7 p.m. British time. I will be live streaming over at Twitch. It's twitch.tv/zinjy_gaming, and we will be working on this Megabase. I'll be building up the frame and digging out the hollow, like the center of it, just to flatten it all. So head over there, come and hang out and chat, and we can build together. That is essentially the idea. But obviously, if you're watching after, I won't be live, but you can always catch up with it on my Twitch channel. The recordings go up there, so you can always have a watch. But as I said, I'm going to end it for today. If you have liked what you've seen today, by all means hit the like button down below, and if you are new to the channel, then please consider subscribing. Anyway guys, that's it for me today, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye guys.